everybody, welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making chicken gnocchi soup. You can get my gnocchi recipe, we'll link it down below. We made homemade, so I'm going to use that. If you don't want to do homemade, you can find gnocchi in your pasta aisle, okay, at your store. So you're going to start out with 1 pound of chicken thighs. You can use breast, but I find it's too dry. And so I'm going to use chicken thighs. I'm going to preheat my oven at 400, and I'm just going to season them lightly with Slap Your Mama. You can use salt and pepper. You don't even have to season them. You can put a little bit of red pepper flakes or something in the soup. I don't like it that hot. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Slap Your Mama's. Just going to put it all over my chicken. Rub it in.
This is a nice seasoning. It's not too overpowering. And not too hot. It has a little bit of heat to it, but just gives it a good overall flavor. Yeah,
you'll have like an underlying flavor, but you won't be able to pick it out. Like, it's not strong. And if I say that, it's not, because I do not like anything spicy.
You wouldn't believe the number of spices or seasonings we went through before we found this one that she actually likes.
Okay, and I'm just hitting every piece of thigh. I did trim all the fat off my thighs. If you want to leave your fat on, go ahead and leave it on. It's up to you. It'll add a little bit more flavor to your soup, but I don't like to eat, when it's cooked, I don't like to eat the cooked fat. Okay. Put a little bit on. I'm just going to separate these into the pan. They can be smushed together, not a big deal.
You just don't want them piled up on top of each other.
I am actually doubling my recipe, so what I'm telling you is the single recipe.
We got some big kids that are going to be eating
this. Very big boys. Okay, now let me take the gloves off.
And not me.
I'm just going to grab some chicken broth. Now you can just use just a tad of water or a tad of chicken broth.
Just a little liquid in the bottom?
Yeah, I just want it to kind of keep the juice, keep it juicy. I don't want it dried out. I'm going to cover this with foil, and I'm going to bake it about 40 minutes. I'm going to check it with a meat thermometer, and if it comes out between 160 and 165, it's good. I might go a little bit less than 165 because I'm going to put it into the hot soup, and it will continue to cook in the hot soup. Alright, so in a large pan, you're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter. You're going to chop 1 stalk of celery, 1 onion, and a half a cup of julienne carrots. I have these left over from another recipe. I'm just going to throw them in. Just throw that all in. And we're going to cook this till it's soft. And don't cook it too high, because it will burn pretty quickly.
Low and slow works.
And while that's cooking, get the rest of your stuff ready. I'm going to read it to you and what you need. You're going to need 2 cloves of garlic minced, which I have here. That goes in later. And then you can get together your, you need 2 cups of half and half. Now, if you have heavy cream, you can go ahead and use heavy cream, but if you wanted to go further, use half whole milk and half heavy cream. Okay, because that's what I'm going to do, because I needed heavy cream for another recipe, and if I do the full 2 cups, I won't have enough. Okay, so in the meantime, let's just let this cook, and then we'll get back. Alright, once your vegetables are nice and soft, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. Now stir that around, and you want this flour to get a little bit brown, not burnt, just a light golden brown. So cook it until it's a light golden brown.
So is that like making a roux?
Yes, exactly. Okay. And you're cooking that flour so you don't get a floury taste in your soup. If you don't cook that flour for a couple minutes, it will taste horrible. So I'm just going to let this cook until that flour browns. I forgot to tell you, before you add your flour, add your garlic and let it cook about a minute, just until it's fragrant, then add your flour, okay? If you do it backwards, it really doesn't matter. Alright, now once your flour is nice and brown, light brown, you're going to start adding your liquids. Now you're going to need 2 cups of half and half and 4 cups of chicken broth. One of these containers, this is 32 ounces, that's 4 cups. You're going to add it extremely slow, because if you add it too quick, you're going to break that roux and it'll never thicken. So I put a little bit in here, so I have my half and half, and I have some chicken stock in here already. And I'm just going to pour this in really slow, and then I'll add the rest of that one. So just pour it in slowly, like so, and just keep stirring it.
Here, let me come over and give you a hand.
Okay.
Pouring that while you stir.
Sure. Sounds good. We want to keep that thickness. Just keep stirring it in, okay? Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. Let me get this a little bit thickened now.
Okay.
Alright, once you have all your liquid in, I had to switch to a bigger pot because I doubled mine, but the recipe is for a single recipe. So then you're going to need a half teaspoon of dry mustard. And a half teaspoon of thyme. Now, you don't need fresh thyme, I would just use the dry, but I had this in my refrigerator, I want to use it up. I'm going to throw it in with the stalks on it, and when I go to serve the soup, I will look as I serve to take the stalks out, okay? So I'm just going to add that in there. And then we're going to add our chicken in. Just cut up your chicken however you want. You could shred it or chop it, doesn't matter.
We wanted it chunky.
And you're going to cook this till your desired thickness. Now, it will thicken as it stands. Once you get to the thickness you want, if you're buying the gnocchi, throw it in then and cook it for about 5 minutes or until desired tenderness. I'm going to have to boil my gnocchi first because I froze mine. I froze it fresh, and I don't want all that starch in my soup. So I'm just going to let this cook till we get the desired thickness we want, and then we'll move on. Alright, so I added some salt and pepper, a little bit more slap your mama, and I added a little bit of chicken bouillon into this. It was a little bland. Jack said it was a little bland, but I added literally like a tablespoon and a half of the Better Than Bouillon chicken, and this is fantastic. So now I'm just going to add my gnocchi. My gnocchi's already cooked. Yours will cook inside of your pan if you bought it. Okay.
If you make it homemade, it'll be just like this.
Yeah.
What's it look like now? Oh man. I'd let you guys see it, but it's almost like food porn.
And I'm taking out my stalks of thyme. If you used fresh thyme, now is the time.
Oh God.
I'll be here all week, people.
Bad jokes are free.
Alright, so please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.